All right. I think we're live. We should be live. Oh no, you know what? Done. All right. We should be live. Are there people in chat? Is my chat here? Hello? 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 Guess we just wait for people to trickle in. Yeah, there we go. All right. There we go. We got some people coming in. We've got Just Nugget. So right now it's just me and Just Nugget. Okay, we got some people. We got me, Just Nugget, and Lucas Pullinger. We got me, Just Nugget, Lucas Pullinger, and Saeed Ashek. I think that this is enough. I don't know if I really want anybody else. I might just make this a private stream and then the three of us can... I lied. I wanted somebody else. Now we got Elijah Eugene in here. We got Levi. We got I Don't Know Man. We got... Okay. Now it's a party. Now we can start streaming. Alright, so what we're doing today is a little bit different. But it's actually not really that different, is it? Right? We had fun last time doing a tier list. Does anyone remember that? I thought it was a fun stream. You can still find the highlights on the channel. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people at this point. Hody Jones, S tier, let's go. Well, that's up to everybody to decide, but I will keep in mind that Hody Jones has one vote for S tier. Already locked and loaded in place. So, last time what we did, well, 2 times ago, what we did was a stream for... What did we do last time? Guys, what did we do last time? What did we do? We did Best Devil Fruits. That was a terrible idea, right? Terrible idea because, obviously, there were too many Devil Fruits for us to really do justice to each and every one, which meant that I had to make some cold, hard decisions as to what did or didn't deserve to make it into, the top tier. But we've changed it up this time a little bit because now we're only dealing with main arc villains. So I decided not to do, 2310 Sammy says, does this include movie villains? No, because I've not seen any One Piece movies. That's not true. I saw one. What did I see? I saw the kooky one. Baron Omatsuri's island? The island? The one with the island. Hold on, let me move chat down a little bit. How's this look? Yeah, you guys can see. Yeah, this is good enough. I think this is the right setup. This is we're just gonna run with this setup. So, what name has the armor guy again? What do you mean? Who's the armor guy? Who's the armor guy? What's the armor guy? Don Krieg? Yeah, Don Krieg's the armor guy. Yeah, I watched that one because I was told it was different. My roommate got me to watch it because he told me that it was different than a lot of the other One Piece movies. So I watched it and I definitely enjoyed it. It was, it's not exactly One Piece. It's something a little bit different, but it's, it's an interesting take on One Piece. Here's my take on the movies in general. So, I do not watch One Piece movies because to me, it's just like, I have no interest in One Piece stuff that's basically fan fiction. I'm not interested in fan fiction. And the movies are fan fiction. It's made by a studio, but it's not made by Oda, which makes it fan fiction. You can say, well, Oda designed the character design of this villain or something, and I'm like, cool, so I guess it's all canon now? No, I don't give a fuck if, one character's design is technically canon. What does that do for you? Why do you care that, Oda drew Douglas Bullet himself? Does that mean that any of the dialogue that he has throughout the movie is written, handcrafted by Oda? No, of course not. 44 Chef seems to be new here. He says the audio is kind of shabby. I'm trying to fix that. Okay, guys, take a look at this. Look at this. You see this mic? There is a way for me to hook that mic up to the laptop and basically get, some better audio. But I have trouble. If anybody understands, is NL Yonko level? Thanks a lot. I don't know your name, unfortunately. Is NL Yonko level? No, of course not. I do not think NL is anywhere close. Here's the thing. I know that, and you guys can see my setup right now, right? So I need to take a little bit of time to set up my recording setup just a little bit better, because I know that there's a way to add audio and not have it echo. Before, what would happen when I would try and set up my audio is that it would always result in an echo. So I know there's a way to hook that mic up to this laptop and have it not echo, but at the moment I have not taken the time to do that. Hopefully next stream I'll be able to do that. All right. Hopefully next stream we'll have some good audio. So good audio, it's on its way. Like, all of the ingredients for good audio are here, right? We've got the laptop, we've got the software to record things. The only thing really missing is and we got the mic, right? And we've even got the mic cord. We've got everything that we need. The only thing missing is kind of that magic piece where I figure out how to put it all together, and actually get to the get to the good audio. So, we're most of the way there. Shoot. Have I made this chat too small? I don't want to make the chat too small. Let me see if I can squish this a little bit. I think that'll be right. All right. Keep the bad audio. It's part of the charm. See, I used to think that, this is what I always say. So back when I used to have like a terrible web camera, right now this is just a bad web camera, but I used to have a terrible web camera. Back then I was like, I'm never going to change because it's part of the charm. But wouldn't you know it, when I changed from bad web camera terrible web camera to bad web camera, it made for a better stream experience for everybody, and everybody started enjoying the streams more. So, charm isn't all it's cracked up to be. Nope says, Mord, you're going to upload the matchup streams to the second channel. Did I not do that? I think, guys, check, the matchup stream should be on the second channel. Check that, but I think the last stream I did, I don't know what the matchup stream is, but the last stream that I did is on the second channel, I believe. Goatbrook10 says, narrative significance in writing also plays an importance. Yeah, so, once we get into this villains tier list, we'll be able to... I'll be interested in seeing what the general consensus kind of is. So I'm actually... For those of you who were here last time for the... What was it? Devil Fruit tier list stream, you might remember I had a bit of a authoritarian approach towards how we were picking out these devil fruits, right? Just a little bit. A little bit of an authoritarian approach to that. This time I want to, because, sometimes just for efficiency, that's the way things have to be, because we had so many devil fruits. But this time I really, really want to let it go to the people. All right? I really want... No, it's not there. The devil fruit tier list is though. What are you talking about? How is that not there? That should be there. I'm going to check on my phone real quick. It should be there. There's no reason it shouldn't. Let's take a look. Mr. Morch 2. Oh my god, it's not there. Yeah. I am very sorry about that. That other stream should be up. There will be 2 streams going up soon. 2 streams going up soon. So don't you worry about that. Morge, you're missing villains, mate. Yeah, so this is, what I'm running with is the main arcs villains tier list. So main arc villains. So, main arc villains. The reason being, yeah, I know Strife, Kaido is missing. So, the reason being, I'm just using the template that this guy picked, right? So there's a lot of tier list templates. I could do it myself, but then that's just, I don't know, I just assumed I'd find a good template, and here we are. So I don't have time to make one myself. So I think the only one that's really missing is, is Kaido. And we'll just remember Kaido at the end, and we'll rank him mentally in our heads, all right? So we can do a poll for where Kaido would end up if Kaido had an image. The reason I want to run with main arc villains, so I could have picked one of the templates that had all of the villains. I ran with main arc villains because otherwise I think it gets a little hard to compare. So by that I mean, are we going to get into ranking Kizaru? Are we going to get into ranking, for example, Imu? Are we going to get into ranking characters like Blackbeard? I'm not ranking Blackbeard yet because it's just not fair. Blackbeard has not yet had his time in the story. You need to get your time to shine and kind of establish, what would Blackbeard be like when he actually is the villain of the story? It would be like ranking Doflamingo before Dressrosa happened, right? We've seen enough of Doflamingo to get an idea of what he's like, but I don't think it would have been fair to have ranked Doflamingo before Dressrosa happened, because I think you kind of just need, I think doing it this way, we've all gotten to see them in their element, in their own narrative, their own full storyline, where they are the centerpiece. And I think that just provides a better comparison. Otherwise, I think it's just very difficult because, like, I like Crocodile a lot as a villain. I find it hard to compare him to, say, Blackbeard, because Blackbeard is they've had very different roles in the story so far. Crocodile got a full story arc to himself. Blackbeard has had moments where he feels like the big bad, but he's, just not there. Daniel says, disagree completely. Well, I'll let you in on the other reason that I'm shortening it to just main arc villains, and that's also because otherwise there's just too many villains. If we start running down the list, then are we going to start doing, like, henchmen? Are we going to start doing stuff like, subordinates and stuff like that? Look, Katakuri is not there. I don't consider Katakuri really a villain. Katakuri was, he's not really a villain, Not really a villain. He was, I guess, an antagonist, but I don't think he's really a villain. Big Smoker says, will you make a video about Blackbeard? I have good news, Big Smoker. There is already a video about Blackbeard on my channel. It is actually, people said that the Zoro analysis was the first character analysis I did. That is not true. I did Blackbeard. So check out Blackbeard. Wait, I like someone had a good attitude. Who was it? Someone had a good attitude. Avery McGurk, shouts to you. This is absolutely the right way to go, Morge. Let's get some more Avery McGurk optimism in here, rather than all of this, hey, Akainu in caps. All of this Katakuri in caps. All of this, well, those are mainly the two that I see. But let's all be more like Avery McGurk, if we can. A little bit more like Avery McGurk. Naud Mai says, clickbaity thumbnail then. I'll let you in on this as well. I don't make the thumbnails, so I don't know. Chris Aroha says, Morge, why you shaved the beard, bro? It was fire. I hate when people say that, because it implies that, like, once I've shaved the beard, I just look terrible. I shaved the beard because it was, quarantine period is over for me. I'm double vaxxed. Was out in society again as of this weekend. It was a big weekend. Stream was a little late because I'm trying to start streams at 12 noon on Sundays. I think that EST, I think that might be a little unreasonable. But I do think that, the beard was it was a quarantine beard. It'll come back. The beard always comes, it ebbs and flows. It's always, it's always in the background. Usually, like, I'll not shave for a bit, and then I'll shave for a bit. I cannot pronounce your name, Kshvij Deshpande. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Rajesh Narayan. Why must you be the way that you are? Rajesh. Fun fact, I actually know Rajesh because Rajesh was one of the finalists of the Image Finder test. And you would think a finalist of the Image Finder test. So he's asking Alcoholic Sanji versus Zoro with nicotine addiction. You would think the one of the finalists for the Image Finder test would be, a very, very, a sharp customer, someone who would ask very poignant questions, very, very, intelligent, deep, cutting One Piece questions, someone who has One Piece deep in their soul. But instead, Rajesh feeds me things like this. Alcoholic Sanji versus Zoro with nicotine addiction. That is, I suppose, a step up from last time where it was, I believe, Sanji with constipation versus Zoro with diarrhea. So, we're getting there, Rajesh. Imagine you could have been... Rajesh, you could have been my images guy. Zachary McCoy, thanks a lot. Crocodile greater than Doflamingo, no other opinion acceptable. I have my own take on that, and I actually agree when we're talking about villains. I disagree when we're talking about character. So, it depends on the context. I will answer Rajesh's question, though, because I love Rajesh. So, Alcoholic Sanjay versus Zoro with nicotine addiction. Dude, that's actually a good question, because that's like, currently it's the other way around, isn't it? So we've got Alcoholic Zoro versus Sanji with nicotine addiction. That's the way their characters currently are. I think that more just avoiding the important questions, asks Duckrat. What is the important question that I'm avoiding? What's the big one? What did I miss here? Let's say it's a draw so I don't make anyone mad. Adrian Hakeem, thanks a lot. Always good to see you. Hey, Morge, who do you think will save Luffy? Maybe save/cap. So I've got two takes on that. So I think option one is possibly, if a character is going to save him, my guess would be Momonosuke. Guess with Momonosuke, I know that's not the most unique, guess on things, but I think Momonosuke, he can sense voices. He could probably know that Luffy just got thrown off or something along those lines. A big moment for him is definitely set up to be him using his dragon fruit to fly. I think a lot of people believe that Momonosuke is also going to stop Onigashima from falling, so several things can connect here. In that, one, Momonosuke can get over one of his little personal character difficulties, which is fear of heights, by flying to save Luffy, who he is, he's always been kind of inspired by Luffy in a sense, so him saving Luffy would be one way to kind of give back to Luffy for everything Luffy's been doing to him. I think also that if he saves Luffy, then Luffy can give him maybe one more solid interaction between the two, can give Momonosuke the confidence or the motivation to try and stop Onigashima from falling and trying to use his dragon fruit ability to the fullest. I think that would be a really good setup for that. Flip side, if Momonosuke is not the one to save him, I think Luffy just flies up with Gear 4th. I think something very simple. I think no matter what, we're going to have to see Luffy versus Kaido in Gear 4th, because we need to see, Luffy has not yet gone all out against Kaido. Maybe we get a flashback showing essentially that how the Luffy versus Kaido fight went down, where Luffy seemed to be defeated. Or it might just, if Luffy has not yet used Gear 4th, then maybe Oda doesn't even really need to show us that. Maybe he just needs to show Luffy coming back in Gear 4th and trying to fight Kaido like that. And still losing, hopefully. Joe Masashi, thanks a lot. Morge, when is the One Piece next tier list? Do you think that this is Drix's channel? I don't care about next because I am a normal human being. Kaku is the best neck. If Katakuri isn't a villain, neither is Magellan. Look, that is probably right. No, that's not true. Magellan is a bad dude. So people don't get it. People think Magellan's just doing his job. No, Hannibal is just doing his job. If you're Magellan, you can't just... If you're like a prison warden, you can't blindly poison your prisoners. That's inhumane. No prison warden can do what Magellan does. That's like walking around your prison with a gun and just shooting people in the leg because they're being a little rowdy or something like that. Or actually, no, this poison often doesn't have a cure, so it's possible Magellan is blindly executing people. Luffy would have died, wouldn't he? Luffy would have died if he wasn't taken to Ivankov, for example. So Magellan's poison is very potent. So Magellan is a bad dude. He's not like Hannibal who's just like doing his job. Magellan is an asshole. You can't do the shit that Magellan does. Like, think about what a terrible prison warden Magellan is. He's one of the worst characters in One Piece, in fact. Kenny, thanks a lot. Hey, what's their favorite anime arc? Mine is Sky Island from Grand Line and Dressrosa from New World. Interested to hear your take. My favorite arc is Enies Lobby. Close, it's hard to explain. Enies Lobby is my favorite by far. It's my favorite fictional storyline, period. There's nothing that's ever hit me, made me feel like the same level of, sadness, the same level of joy, Robin's backstory to Luffy defeating Lucci as Enies Lobby. Luffy's jet Gatling on Lucci remains my favorite anime scene of all time. And I know I shit on the anime all the time, but that anime scene is my favorite scene, I think, of all time, period. And I prefer it in the anime by far to the manga. Because when the anime does do things right, and it was much better time skip. Pre-time skip, it would do way more right than wrong for the most part. It would elevate the series more frequently than it did not. It's post-time skip that I have problems with. So I think that, and I think you could argue Marineford, it also started going downhill. So Enies Lobby, by far my favorite storyline. It has my favorite moments, I think, out of any story, period. I think Marineford is a very close, it's hard to explain, but Marineford is a very close second, but also a very distant second for me. Like, there are times that I'm like, man, Marineford is really, really up there for me, and then other times I'm like, no, but Enies Lobby is just, I love it so much more. It's hard to explain. Like, I hold them both on such a pedestal, but if it makes sense, I put Enies Lobby on, like, a pedestal way, way, way higher than Marineford at times. Just for me personally, I think you could definitely make the argument. If I had to argue what's a better arc, I would probably be able to make a better argument for Marineford, if that makes sense. The Mr. Saxy, thanks a lot. Agree with the inclusions, but what about Celestial Dragon, the Luffy Punches, and Sabaody? Glad I caught this one again. WB to the stream. Okay, I don't know what happened last week. My editor, I swear to God, literally told me that he had uploaded the last stream to the second channel. So I don't know what happened to that. I don't know why it's not there. It should be there. I'm sorry about that. But this one will be going on the second channel, guaranteed. And not like other times that I guarantee things. Like when I said that we'd have better audio this week. So, what was the question? Celestial Dragon? No, he's just not... Like, he's a villain, but would you say he was the main arc villain of Sabaody Archipelago? I would say, like, you could argue Kizaru is a better option than that. Hello, Morge. Who do you think will die if the raid fails besides Killer? So I think Law dies no matter what this arc. I just don't know if it's going to be in the raid fail or if it provides, like, a dramatic moment towards the climax. If I view the climax being a second battle following this one. Second channel, you can now find it... Second channel, you can now find it on my main channel. Like, if you go to the main channel, you scroll down a bit, you'll find it in the featured channels. It's called Mr. Morge 2. Mr. Morge 2. Duckrat says, Morge, when are we going to start the tier list? We're starting it right now. That is a great question. All right. So, I don't know why we have all these tiers. First of all, how many tiers do you guys think we need? Let's do a poll for that. Just how many tiers do we need? How many tiers do we need? Because this is too many, right? How are we going to, like, this is not, it's too many. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tiers to sort, I don't know, like, it looks like, if I'm eyeballing it, like 15 characters, that makes no sense, right? So, 4, 5, yeah, maybe that's right. Okay, I'm going to put the options being, we need at least 4, I think. 5 might be good. 6 is probably pushing it. Let's create this poll. Why am I putting this up for a poll? I feel like the obvious answer is 5, right? No, people are pushing for 4, though. Maybe it's 4. This is why we do democracy, right? Let me pin this one. Pin. Should be pinned. All right, go at it. And we're going to check results after I answer this question. Hancock is a villain, too. Her intro is her kicking a kid in classic villain move. Yeah, but you just know that, like, it's the way the story portrays them past a certain point, right? But then I guess you could, like, I think the story portrayed Magellan as a villain, and he did villainous things. I think Hancock does villainous things, but the story tries not to portray her as a villain past a certain point. Like, it's unreasonable. She is clearly, like, a shitty person, but I think at this point we're supposed to consider her just a character that we like and that we get behind. Hey, Rajesh, thanks again. Can Chopper, eater of the human fruit, ever procreate without it being bestiality? Oh my god, dude. Listen. Rajesh is looking for a band. He wants a band so bad. Ever procreate without it being bestiality? Yeah, with a mink. Well, no, because he's got the human... No, I think with a mink. I think Chopper is set up to find love among the minks. I think that solves a question that we all had for Chopper for some period of time, right? Which is, who does Chopper end up with? He ends up with a mink. You made an entire video... Banner, thanks a lot. You made an entire video on why Whole Cake Island was underrated, but then rank it as number 10 on King of Lightning stream, man. What the fuck, man? So, let me address that real quick. Let me also check how many tiers... Is the consensus 4? 5. 5-1. I should not have said that 5 is the best option. But we can run with 5. Because... So, Banner, these two things are not separate. I think Whole Cake Island is underrated because a lot of people were saying that it's a terrible arc. Right? So I don't think it's a terrible arc. I think it is one of the top One Piece arcs. But I don't think it's one of the best One Piece arcs. So when I'm saying it's underrated, I don't think it deserves to be put with the worst One Piece arcs. I love most One Piece arcs for the record, and I think most One Piece arcs are really good for the record. Right? So when I'm seeing Whole Cake Island being called one of the worst arcs, I'm like, no, this is a really, really good arc. It's just that Oda has even better arcs, in my opinion. Right? So those two things can both be true. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm saying I think that this arc is underrated and we should hold it higher, that doesn't mean I'm saying, like, oh, it's above Enies Lobby, Alabasta, Marineford, Sabaody, etc. I'm just saying I don't think it's, like, towards the bottom of the list, whatever you consider the bottom. I think that it should be viewed as one of the really good One Piece arcs. It's just that One Piece has a lot of really good arcs. You know what I mean? Brian Vang, thanks a lot. I think Blackbeard is easily the best villain in One Piece, even though he isn't on the list. What do you think about Blackbeard? I think Blackbeard has potential, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potential to be one of the best villains ever, you know? I guess that gets thrown around a lot, best villains ever or whatever. But I do think that Blackbeard has the potential to be one of the best villains ever. At the moment, he is just always an exciting figure whenever he's on screen. He's always, I mean, I consider Refine's Whole Cake Island below Dressrosa. I prefer Whole Cake Island to Dressrosa. I think Dressrosa is a very overrated One Piece arc by the community. Obviously, there's no such thing as objective best or worst arcs, etc. I think that just in general, guys, is my PC running at its best? I don't know. Can you guys see this? You guys see the little pop-up? I assume you guys can. I think that's how I set up my display. I don't know. But anyway, obviously there's no such thing as objective best or worst arcs, but, I do think that Dressrosa, I don't know, it's crazy to me that people even argue that Dressrosa is better than Alabasta. I think it's, not even close. I think Alabasta is just, Alabasta is one of the cleanest One Piece arcs ever, and Dressrosa is by far one of the messiest, if not the messiest One Piece arc ever. So, it depends, I think Dressrosa, it just surprises me how much some people really, really like Dressrosa when, I think it is I think it's a good arc, but I think it's, easily one of the arcs that you, can just point to a lot of things and be like, well, this was kind of rough, and this was kind of rough, and this was kind of rough, you know what I mean? I think Whole Cake Island is a lot better than Dressrosa. Juka1012 says, but that's the only argument for Alabasta. I don't know what he said before that. I would do a video on Alabasta, but I feel like people wouldn't watch it. I feel like Alabasta is one of those arcs that people have forgotten to appreciate. If you go back and read Alabasta, I think it's just one of the most emotionally powerful One Piece storylines ever. It hits so many things out of the park. It's just such a well-constructed narrative from start to finish. It has the perfect amount of, I don't know, character motivations going into it, the setup of the villain, the stakes, raising it from everything it was before, which was small, island to island little conflicts, to just revamping what One Piece can essentially be, and the stakes of the story that it can tell. It was probably the kingdom that I think Oda did the best job getting us invested in, compared to, say, a Dressrosa, compared to, say, even a Wano. I think that definitely having Vivi as a central figure really, really helped get us into the mode of... I'm not going to go through the whole list of things, of reasons why Alabasta was good, but I think just it's a thing where you can look through and see how many things it just did, maybe somewhat simply, but just did right across the board. The fights, every Straw Hat getting a 1-1-1 fight by the end of it, you felt very, very satisfied by the end of Alabasta. It gave you kind of everything you wanted at that point in the story. Cersei DM, thanks a lot. Whereas Dressrosa, for the record, was a stopgap on the way to Wano. That's what Dressrosa was. It was a big stopgap, but it was at the end of the day, it's a build-up storyline to Wano. It's a very packed storyline with a bunch of crazy shit happening, but it's all crammed into one day on one island, a small island, for the record. A lot of running plot lines, a lot of crazy shit happening, and yeah, maybe you really like seeing Sabo return and stuff like that, but the story was just a very crammed, jumbled up little story in a very short period of time that happened to take place over a long period of chapters, if that makes sense. Cersei DM, it wasn't even a story almost. Dressrosa was more like an event. It was just a crazy event that just happened. It was barely a story. There was not much of a storyline from start to finish across Dressrosa, if you really break it down. Cersei DM, thanks a lot. Thoughts on these possibilities to save Luffy? Yamato's a winged tiger catches him, or 2, lost submarine. I think the Yamato thing is a very good possibility. I think it's either Yamato or Momo who saves him. I don't know about lost submarine, though. Lost submarine would be a cool thing. I've not heard that option. I can see why Alabasta could be better than Dressrosa, but antagonist-wise, Croc's got nothing on Doflamingo on all fronts, in my opinion. Well, we can talk about that when we get to it. I think Doflamingo is definitely a better character, but as an antagonist, I think it's the other way around. I think it's not even close. Crocodile's significantly better antagonist than Doflamingo. You can be a better character, more fleshed-out, well-written character with more nuance to you, but still not be as effective as a villain in terms of providing a threat, a contrast with the main character over the course of the arc. Adrian Keane, thanks a lot. Would you ever consider doing a saga analysis? For example, one for East Blue as a whole. Let's get to the ranking. So, East Blue, okay, let's start with Hort. How do you guys want to do it? Do you guys want to do it across the board like this, or do you want to do it in chronological order? Do we need another poll? Let's do another poll. What's this interesting theory? I think that God Valley was the home of 2 devil fruits, the earth fruit, and water fruit. Fruits flooded the earth and made red line. maybe you got okay. I'm seeing chronological more. I don't think we need to do a poll. Maybe I think that's kind of like a wild theory, but like you're saying that this was back in the day, right? Because the Red Line has been around a lot longer than the God Valley incident, as far as I know. So chronological, the first villain should be Alvida. All right, where are we putting Alvida? I think we need some descriptors because I don't think that like SAB doesn't really mean anything right now, right? So greatest villains. All right, and we're gonna be doing these are gonna be ordered tiers, I think. So like within a tier, you can be higher or lower or something like that. Greatest. I like them solid-ish. Meh. And then bad. All right. Is that good? We like that? A for Alvida. I like that sort of logic. That's how we should do the tier list. Let's do it alphabetically. You know? Crocodile C tier. Doflamingo D tier. Just makes sense. All right, Alvida. I feel like we don't need to do a poll on this one. I feel like Alvida's a meh. I'm seeing a lot of meh. So let's run with that. Right? I think that one's pretty straightforward. Buggy. Wait, no. Morgan. I think Alvida and Morgan are straightforward. Oh my god, this guy doesn't have Morgan. No, he's got Morgan. How do you guys feel about Axan Morgan? How do you guys feel about Axan Morgan? I'm seeing a lot of bad, I'm seeing a lot of meh. I'm gonna put it between bad and meh. So let's do this for our first poll. Axan Morgan. Bad. Meh. I'm seeing a little bit of greatest. We got some Axan Morgan fans in there. Replace. Alright. Did you see his statue? Shouts to Dillard Sama. Too straightforward? Yeah, I don't know. See, I think the early ones are going to be easy. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit easy because it's kind of like... Where we're going to get tricky is once we get to, like, Moria. I don't know where people are going to put Moria, for example. Where are people going to put, you know, Big Mom? These are the things I wonder. I think early on it's going to be a lot of I think we can speed through the East Blue stuff, right? And to respond to what somebody asked a little bit earlier, like, am I ever going to do Saga stuff, right? So I think... Oh, this is tight. So bad barely takes it. So we got Axan Morgan in bad, and then we got Alvida in meh. I don't really understand you guys, but I'll do what you guys tell me. So arc stuff, Saga stuff. Okay, let's see here the continuation of this theory before I explain. Mr. Father Santa Man says, Im has the Earth fruit, Dragon has the Water fruit. The fight was over the... Okay, so I see all of this stuff. To me, this stuff is like interesting concepts. But I don't know if I can get behind these theories because I don't, I think we need a little bit of evidence behind why it would be the case. So otherwise, to me, it's just a little bit more speculative. Omar Gaskin, thanks. Okay, how do you feel about this? Croc's a great villain for sure, but Dofi really makes you love to hate him, and it's more captivating. I think that you need to go back a little bit to Alabasta. So if you read those two side by side, I think that Crocodile... Oda just did there's so many more scenes that you can find with Crocodile that make you love to hate him, particularly because his relationship with Luffy was a little stronger, a little more concrete, because they had a more extended back and forth. They had more of a... I don't want to get too much into this before we actually get to that point, but like Luffy and Doflamingo had very little back and forth before Luffy actually took him down. Luffy and Crocodile, you really... By the time it came down to Luffy actually defeating Crocodile, you really, really wanted to see Luffy defeat Crocodile. Because it had just been so long, he was just this insurmountable wall for him for so long. And on the just hateability side, Crocodile was much more effective than Doflamingo in that Crocodile was actually causing the deaths of all these civilians. Actively causing the deaths of all... Not civilians, these rebels and soldiers. He was causing the war and laughing at Vivi as she was trying... Go back to the scene where the fighting has broken out. Vivi is crying and crying as Crocodile just holds her above the ledge of the tower of the palace, basically, and is just mocking her for how she can't do anything, how all of her ideals are naive and stuff. And she's just having this mental breakdown. We've seen how much these people mean to Vivi over the course of this arc. And everything's essentially just falling apart. And Crocodile's just You need to go back and reread Alabasta if you think that Doflamingo was more hateable than Crocodile. At the very least, they're even. At the very, very bare minimum, they're even. Because there's certain scenes in Alabasta that just build up Crocodile so, so well. The moment where Crocodile just drops Vivi while laughing and turning away, and Luffy catches Vivi, he comes like literally out of the sky, on Pell, catches Vivi, is yelling like, Crocodile, where are you, or whatever, I'm going to kick your ass, standard Luffy stuff. And then Luffy catches Vivi, tells her that they've heard her voices, and then flies up and gives Crocodile finally such a well-deserved punch. Beats the hell out of anything that happened with Luffy and Doflamingo. There wasn't much there. There was not much there compared to Luffy and Doflamingo. Like, Doflamingo, you got lots of backstories showing Doflamingo being kind of an asshole to lots of different people. Yes, Doflamingo was a really, really bad guy. But, there's nothing comparable to what to the Crocodile Vivi scene that was set up. You know what I mean? You have to go back and look, because there's just, like, the closest we can get is Crocodile and Law is just not, like, he's not going to stir up those tears the same way Vivi does, because the way Vivi was written was just such a, not naive, but hopeful, optimistic, good-hearted, kind-hearted, sweet character, and just seeing her break down as Crocodile makes fun of her over and over, first in the casino, where he's captured everybody, and then on the tower, like, it's just incomparable. I think the way Oda set up us to hate Crocodile was much more effective than what he did with Doflamingo. It's really, really just that Dressrosa is more recent in people's eyes, so if you go back and reread the two arcs, it's like, I think you wouldn't have the same opinion. It's just because Dressrosa is more recent. That's all it is. Mr. Father Santa Man, water explains all of Dragon's abilities. Wind, lightning, and rain all are driven by water. Yeah, that's true. I mean, hurricanes, wind. Garp brought both fruits back and Dragon pulled a Luffy. Yeah, man, but I think I need some evidence. I see what you're saying here, but I need some evidence, basically, as to why this could be the case. Because why is that more likely than him just having a wind fruit? You know what I mean? Because wind can be responsible for causing wind. Wind can be responsible for stirring up the clouds, causing lightning and rain to a degree. Garp brought both fruits back, and Dragon pulled the... I just don't know. I think it's an interesting idea, but Dragon could also have the storm fruit. Like, it's an interesting idea. At the same time, also, like, Imu's name, as I understand, it's like the reverse of the word umi, which I think means sea. I might be totally wrong on this. I'm not strong in the Japanese to English department. But Maximo says, are you going to do the villain Ds? We're getting to it, Maximo. I'm not as strong on... But to me, Imu's name, if he has any ability, it implies to me maybe more so sea. The sea is more likely. I don't know. Alright, let's speed through some of these East Blue villains. Oh, I was saying I'm ever going to do a video on the sagas. See, it depends, because I have a very good topic, I think, for covering East Blue, and I think I could do a very good video on Alabasta, to me personally. I think that these would be good topics. But I don't know if Rajas' were Django and Full Body. Dude, these are main arc villains. Even if we expand, you know how from it, right? Tell me I'm still streaming. Hello? No, I'm still streaming, right? Come on. We're still streaming. We're back. We're still streaming. All right. So, let's get to the point being, basically. All I was saying, yeah, we saved the stream. We're all good. 240p. That's okay. You guys don't need any better than that. Sorry, I will try and get a better webcam next time. 144p. It was 240p a second ago. How's it getting worse? Low quality, meh. Morge testing his blank handed failure powers. It's all good, guys. I'm sure it'll get a little better. I'm not refreshing shit. Do you know what happens when I refresh the stream? It took me 3 streams to learn this. If I try and refresh the stream, it ends the stream. So I'm just not doing that again in the future. I had to learn it the hard way. I'm sorry that I'm a bad streamer. I like to think that I will become a better streamer slowly over time. It's taken a bit, but we're getting there, right? Compare these streams to the streams from like 3 years ago. Do you guys even remember the streams 3 years ago? Probably not. SY says, get on with the list. That is a good idea. Let's skim through these East Blue villains. I say that, but the next one is Buggy, and I know Buggy is already going to be controversial. So, we're going to do it like this, all right? Okay, Omar Gaskin, thanks a lot. Sorry to be off topic, and I'm not sure if you've answered this, but do you think Garp dies at any point? I actually don't think Garp dies. I don't think Garp dies necessarily. No need to worry about being off topic, but see, I hate you guys. You're saying Buggy's the greatest. I want this to be a serious tier list. A serious tier list. Alright? So I'm going to give you guys a poll. And let's see if you guys just want to run with the memes, or if you actually want to construct a nice community tier list where we are honest with our opinions. Alright. So let me test you guys. Let's see how you guys will act when actually given a vote. Let's see if you can get past the jokes and vote with a little bit of integrity. Loungewear, thank you very much. Morge, are you uploading the stream? Yes, I am uploading the stream. 2, why are you convinced Law is dying in Wano and not later? That will be a video in the future. 3, hi everyone, if you like slowed music, I'm your guy. I don't know what that means, but loungewear is your guy if you like slowed music. If anyone needs to slow down their music, go to loungewear. If you are ever like, my music, I like it, but the pace of it is just too fast. If only I could slow down this song. If only Ode to Joy could be, just 25% slower. If only Party in the USA could be going at half speed. Go to loungewear, because he will slow your music down. Alright? Loungewear, I hope you slow these guys' musics down to a degree that lives up to the hype that I just gave you. Alright? If they're sending you music and you end up speeding it up or some shit, that's gonna make me look like an idiot. Because I vouched for you. Alright? I didn't even know that slowing down music was a profession. But I'm vouching for you. So if they're sending you their songs and you're just speeding it up, double speed, triple speeding it, or even just keeping it the same, then you've really hurt my reputation as well. Alright? Mr. Father Santa Man. Oda's not known for being obvious. Wind is what he wants you to think. That's true. I mean, look at Kaido and his goldfish fruit. We were wrong about that. Wind is what he wants you to think. Water explains why he's considered so dangerous. Im was meant to get his fruit. Okay. I mean, I can see your reasoning. I still feel that it's not a theory that I think I would need to see like a little bit more to actually get behind it. I view it in the realm of possible at the moment. All right. Daniel B. Buggy almost killed Zoro and Luffy. He's unironically the GOAT. All right. So not as a joke. Let me explain to you young Morge's backstory with One Piece. Do you know the first episode of One Piece that I ever saw? It was 4 kids. All right. It was 4 kids. The first episode of One Piece that I ever saw was enter names, as you can't read Buggy without the gag aspect. I mean, even in his first arc, he was kind of being treated as a joke by the end of it. I mean, he literally ended up he was defeated, I think. Part of it was kicking him in the nuts. Nami tied him up, so he was like a chibi mode by the end of it. I get what you're saying. But first episode of One Piece I saw was the one with Luffy inside, inside the cage. Buggy had captured him, and Zoro shows up and attacks Buggy, and, Buggy gets disassembled and stuff. That was the first 2 episodes, essentially, back-to-back, were basically, maybe it was 1 episode. It was that whole scene where Zoro cuts Buggy, clown, creepy, floats around, and then it seems like Zoro can't beat him. And then they do this whole thing, and Zoro flips the cannon around, that's able to fend Buggy off for the moment and stuff. That was my introduction to One Piece, and I loved it. And you guys don't understand this, all the other TV shows I was watching at the time, anime is a little different in that there's generally a progression in terms of villain strength and capability, right? So, Buggy is weaker than Arlong, right? And Arlong is weaker than Croc. Generally you're going up the ladder in terms of how strong of the villain you're fighting, right? The villain's always getting stronger. But for other shows like Danny Phantom, who remembers Danny Phantom, Teen Titans, stuff like that, it was more villain of the week. So the next villain isn't necessarily stronger than the last villain. They're kind of just mixing it up all the time. Maybe there's a general progression, but like, it's not always the case, right? So, to me, when I first saw Buggy's abilities, when I was young Morge, right? When I first saw Buggy's abilities, and then later on I would catch glimpses of like Arlong or something like that. Like I never got to watch it all binged. I kind of just, whenever I got to catch One Piece on TV, I would see it. I, for the longest time, believed that Buggy was the strongest villain that Luffy had fought. Because to me, his ability just seemed really, really broke. I had really only seen that scene of like Buggy, of Zoro struggling to beat Buggy. Buggy looked really, really intimidating in that initial scene. Like, if you have not seen anime really ever before, and you see this scene where like, there's this creepy boss clown looking dude, like the Joker, I suppose. The swordsman dude tries to cut him in half, fails, and now he's floating around, levitating, doing all of this shit. I don't know, like, Buggy actually was a really cool villain for that first introductory stretch. And, like, I did think that he was the strongest villain. Like, I would tune in once in a while to see, like, catch the new villain and such, but I didn't have a general idea that, okay, this new villain is probably stronger than an old villain, right? So I thought, like, Arlong was not as strong as Buggy for a bit. Like, it took a while for me to kind of understand how One Piece works. Let's find out the results. Wait, no, we don't have to go with greatest, right? Because really what we're looking for is the average of what this averages out to, right? Because even though 33% say greatest, that means that the majority of you don't think he's the greatest, right? So what does it average out to? That's how it actually works, right? So it's not just like who, because this isn't the majority. Majority people think he should not be in the greatest tier. So I'm going to say, this means I get to decide basically, right? That's basically what it means. I get to decide. I will say, you guys like them. I like them. I like Buggy. Yeah, alright. There we go. That's how democracy is, right? That's the best part of it. Stop the count. Rigged? That's not rigged. That's how it works. No one, the majority of you, 66% of you think he should be in something below greatest, right? And so I'm kind of just looking at him like, I'm going with, you know, I like them. That's where it lands on. That's democracy. No, that's how it works. Look, I don't know. Okay, if we were doing a vote, doesn't that make sense? I'm not joking. That makes sense, right? That makes sense, right? That's how it works. I'm trying to get the general group consensus. Most people think he should not be in the greatest, right? It makes sense. Makes sense. All right. On to the next one. We're going to fly through these. I'm probably not going to do a lot of polls for these. How about Kuro? Kuro. Stop crying about Buggy. It's Kuro time. We've moved past that. We moved past that. There. You like that? Huh? You like that? Now I bumped him down. That's what... You want me to be a dictator? You say it's rigged? This is what rigged looks like. That's rigged. Alright? With good behavior, we might move Buggy back up, but for the moment, he's there. Alright? This is what you want rigged? This is rigged. Alright? So... Let's talk about Kira real quick. Omar Gaskin, once you listen to OSTs, what rank would you put... Oh, fuck. I really, really like One Piece OSTs, but there was probably a time that I would sit down and listen to the OSTs and stuff like that. That was back in the day. I was probably more of an anime viewer back then. I think One Piece has a really, really good general soundtrack. That's all I can really say. I really, really like One Piece's music. Radical Salad says, I love democracy. Yes, Sith Lord Palpatine. Yeah, I think One Piece's soundtrack is really good. I think we could do like a tier list of soundtracks, but it would just be, I don't know. Yeah, Overtaken, great. I think all of One Piece's songs, like the sad music is really good. The fight music is really good. The celebratory, joyful music is really good. Bazooka says, Dictator Morge. Listen, I can bump him further. There's 2 more ranks he could fall. He can keep going down. I could make another tier. You guys don't know how low this could go. I could make a tier below bad. You guys don't know how low it could go. Let's talk about Kuro. Where do you guys think Kuro goes? See, a One Piece opening tier list... I just don't care about the opening tier list anymore. I don't like anime openings, for the record. Alright, that's probably a controversial take, but I don't like anime openings. The Pirate Hero, thanks a lot. It's close, maybe do a top 2 runoff. Also, Island tier list sometime. Island tier list, that's a great idea, Pirate Hero. I like that. Island tier list, I love that idea. That's a great idea. That's fun. To me, that's more fun than this arc villain tier list. Almost makes me want to cross off this entire stream and start over, but, you know, I feel like you guys would call me a dictator for that. For some reason. God knows why. If we just did exactly what I wanted to do and not what you guys wanted to do, somehow that would make me a dictator. I don't know. I don't understand. Can't justify. I mean, I can't explain that. TWKER, thanks a lot. Put God, Buggy, and Greatest, please. Listen, man, I would love to, but I feel like that's not where you guys want him. I feel like you guys want him mostly in the meh to bad range, so I'm doing what I can to keep him up here in solidish, you know? Mr. Void, thanks a lot. With CP0 on the island as well as Drake disappearing recently, to what capacity do you think the Marines or world government will be involved in Wano and when? I would love, so I've said this a few times, I would love for it to play out like this. Raid fails. You guys know that part. Raid fails, that provides an opportunity for a second half of the arc to involve Marines, world government, etc. At the moment, I think it would be a little abrupt if all the Marines showed up and just got into the mix in this action. I think it would be great if the arc somewhat ends with Kaido and Big Mom accomplishing their goal, but a new threat sort of popping up of the Marines, etc., kind of coming to Wano for the second half of it. I think it's a great opportunity. Because it provides a distraction for Kaido and Big Mom for an extended period of time, where the Alliance can somewhat regroup. Hold on, super chats are kind of going crazy real quick. Let me run through these. Then we'll get back into the list. Yep, covered this. Leo Prince, thanks a lot. What OST do you think will play when Supernovas face off against I'm sorry about that, but like I don't know all of the OST names off the top of my head. I kind of just know the ones I like. Like, I know I like Overtaken. I think there's one called The Very, Very Strongest. I know the ones I like when I hear them. You know what I mean? But I'm a little bit removed from watching the anime regularly, so I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. I just know the ones I like. Like, One Piece is very iconic OSTs, but, you know, it's I don't know all of them by name off the top. You know? Thank you, Morge. Adrian Joaquin says, thank you, Morge, Daddy, for moving Buggy. Kuro is meh. His plan was weird, but he was pretty intimidating. I forgot we have to rank Kuro. That's what we were doing. Also, he hypnotized Morgan to fake his death. Kuro was a cool villain when he first showed up. I thought Kuro was a great villain. I mean, not a greatest villain or whatever, but I like Kuro when he showed up. It's just that they feel so much less significant once you realize that they're just a minor East Blue villain. There's much bigger fish out there, etc. Mr. Father Sentiment, if you want to math it, 2 people vote. Okay, have people vote on a scale of 1 to 5. Add up the number, divide by total participants, and you have your ranking. True democracy. Mr. Father Santaman, that is actually a very, very good idea. That's a very, very good idea. That is actually factually how we should do it. Would have people vote on a scale of 1 to 5, add up the number, divide by total participants, and you have your ranking. True democracy. But there is one flaw in your suggestion, Mr. Father Santaman. It requires me to do more work than I want to. Fortunately, that is why it can never happen. I will not be doing math on this stream. We will be doing rough approximations with a little bit of bias, and I think that way everyone will be more happy. Krisha Heckman, thank you very much. Do you think Yamato would be the one who introduced Luffy to Vegapunk if the raid failed? I don't know if Yamato knows Vegapunk. Does Yamato know Vegapunk? Has anything been established about that? I don't know about that. Put Buggy in Greatest, please. It's what the people want. I will move Buggy back up to I like them. All right, I think enough people have pushed for Buggy. We moved up a little bit. I've put Buggy up and I like them. Right? Right? Maybe this could get people to stop calling me a dictator, except that's exactly what I'm seeing in the chat still. Your laggy buff. Uff? I assume you want to say AF. Not buff. We're okay for now. It's fine. Look. It's fine. Buggies and I like them. That's good enough. Rajesh, what you say? What you say, Rajesh? Let me see if I can find you. This isn't you, is it? Nope, we found it. We covered that already. Where's Rajesh's question? Where's Rajesh's question? Rajesh, what was your question? I'll find it this time. Guys, tell me what Rajesh's question was. I can't miss any juicy Rajesh questions about, like, who would win. I don't know, like, Luffy if he had a tiny peepee versus Doflamingo if he had only half a pair of sunglasses. Can't miss any classic Rajesh questions. Those are, real philosophical ones. Let's give it a second to see if we can find Rajesh's question. If not, we're going to move on. Also, fun fact. So, as you guys know, it's not official, but there is a bit of a trend. His question was why Buggy is not in greatest. Oh, that's not his question. There's no way that was his question. Christian McCurgy, is Don Krieg with NRA support the strongest? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Just maybe. Look, if we don't get to Rajesh's question, we're probably going to move on because it's probably a stupid question. Alright, we're moving on. If I see it again, then I'll answer it, obviously, but it's too late. We're moving on. So, Kuro. What did we land on for Kuro? I'm going to do a poll for Kuro. I am kind of interested. Oh, shoot. And we'll make this one faster. Alright? Kuro. I have to type this every time. Greatest. Like 'em. Solid. Meh. Bad. There we go. Oh, wait. We got it. Moby Dick versus Going Merry with Kongrasaki. Oh, man. I can't believe I missed that question. Oh, my God. Depriving the people of such good content. Oh, no. How foolish of me to have missed a question like that. Going Merry would win. Because Going Merry is my favorite ship. How is Kuro bad? Just because he's not strong? Listen, all of these villains aren't strong past a certain point. You know? But they were strong at one point. You guys remember when Kuro stood on Luffy's arm? Love that moment. Thought it was really cool. When I was watching it again, when you're a kid and, like, you're so used to American Western animated TV shows, like, the fights kind of end in, like, 2 minutes, Like, most of the episodes is about some bullshit, and then the episode ends with Danny Phantom fighting the bad guy, and the fight takes, like, a minute or something like that, right? Do you know how different it is? I mean, I'm sure you guys do, right? We all watch One Piece. When you're watching an anime and for the first time, like, the fight's taking forever, like, multiple episodes, and you're actually worried, like, is the good guy gonna win? I don't know, like, I feel like that old school One Piece tension will never come back for me because that only applied when I was a kid. Because at that time, like, watching Luffy struggle with Don Krieg and, like, get hit by that bazooka or that bomb thing on his stick over and over, I was like, oh my God, how is he gonna win? Watching Luffy get schooled by Kuro, just, like, running circles around him and standing on his arm for a bit, I was like, oh my God, like, this is crazy, like, how is he gonna win? Just felt very different. But that's because I was a kid. I'm not saying that's because, the writing was better back then and it sucks now. It's just because I was a kid. I was less jaded. Like, nowadays I'm like, oh my God, it's so obvious what's going to happen next. Like, obviously, Kaido is not going to, like, Kaido's going to be defeated in the end, right? It's just different. Revon1551, who's a worse villain, Crocodile and Alabasta or Morge not putting Buggy in greatest? That's it. Everyone, shouts to Revon for bumping Buggy back down. Griffey, if you were talking to the Morge of 3 weeks ago, you would have been quite the comedian. You would have been, quite the successful manipulator. Everyone look at Griffey's question. This new Morge that you're talking to today will not fall for these sort of shenanigans. Okay? You guys think Griffey is maybe caught on a little too late that Morge is sharpened up? Huh? Morge doesn't fall for this sort of shit anymore. Actually, that's not true. I think Griffey come back with something a little cleverer. You could definitely get me to fall for some stuff, but it's just got to be, like, a little more subtle. That was just too overt. I'm not that dumb anymore. I'm still pretty dumb, but not that dumb anymore. Adrian Hakeem, thanks a lot. Do you think the Thousand Sunny is small compared to other ships? Will the Sunny get a final upgrade in the final saga? I don't want to say what final upgrade I think it'll get in the final saga, because I do think it will. But I also think that Oda does like to have the just general vibe of the Straw Hat crew be like a little more homey, a little more tight-knit, and that fits with how he designs their ships. And that, yeah, the Thousand Sunny was a lot bigger than the Going Merry, which isn't saying much, but it helps if the ship itself remains smaller compared to other ships. It just fits the Straw Hat's vibe. It does feel more of like a quality over quantity thing almost, in that the Thousand Sunny is an amazing ship, probably the best ship that we've seen in the story. Hashtag free Buggy. Hashtag free Buggy. Yeah, get it trending on Twitter, guys. Not in my chat, though. It's not going to do nothing for this chat. Buggy's staying where he's at. My God, how long have I been streaming? How are we... What's the Kuro result? Yeah, so I think that the Thousand Sunny... Oda just likes the vibe. Like, it's the best ship that we've ever seen, but it's also nice and tiny. And, like, little. And it's, like, a small but really capable ship. And that fits the vibe of the Straw Hat crew. A small but very capable pirate crew. Solid! Alright. But No, never mind. I'm not going to get into that sort of thing. So, solid. Solidish. Alright, you think he's as good as Buggy. Alright, good to know. Because you guys also thought Buggy was solidish, as far as I remember. The pirate hero, Morge, you're... Morge, you're the captain, but I think if you just did a Buggy, I like them versus Greatest Runoff, I think people won't complain anymore. I vote I like him. You know the pirate hero, just for you, I will move him up to I like him. Just for you. But we're not doing another poll for Buggy. Everyone thank Pirate Hero. After Ravon tanked Buggy's rating, Pirate Hero brought it back up. So, then we got Don Krieg. I don't want to have to do a poll for Don Krieg. It's just Don Krieg. Can we quickly get, just let me see what chat's saying about Don Krieg. All right, we got some meh, we got some solidish, some bad. Do you like him? Quickly, can I get some, quick feedback for Don Krieg? Oh my God, you guys are delayed. You're still celebrating over the Buggy thing. This time delay is, what is it, like 30 seconds? I feel like I was talking about Buggy like an eternity ago. Meh, bad, solid, bad, meh. Might have to do a Don Krieg poll. I'm going to put Don Krieg under meh. Don't want to have to do a poll for him. Arlong. Arlong's a fun one. I think Arlong's the first fun one. Let's get Arlong out of the way. I don't think he's solidish. I just don't think Don Krieg was... it doesn't help that Don Krieg was overshadowed by Mihawk's presence that arc. Greatest, solid, meh, bad. Is there a way that I can, save the poll option so I don't have to rewrite it every time? I mean, it only takes, 10 seconds, but, would be nice. Don't want to miss this. Nope, we just did this one. Wait, did I paste it? Hello? Let me paste it again. Why is it not popping up? What's going on? Okay, I think this is it. Let me pin this. Jordan Taylor, to be honest, even Buggy would want to be below Greatest the way he could hide out from the Marines. Yeah, Jordan Taylor has the right mentality. I think I missed somebody else, I'm not sure. Let me take a look. Did I? No. No, I think it was just Jordan Taylor. Alright. All Blue Flame Sanji. Ice Wallow Come. Oh no. You guys remember how confident I was 5 minutes ago that I wouldn't be fooled by stuff anymore? You remember my arrogance? Remember my sheer cockiness over the simple fact that I wouldn't fall for something as simple as what Griffey tried to pull? But no, there's always someone smarter out there, Damn you, All Blue Flame Sanji. Damn you. Yeah, outplayed. Pride before the fall. I have so much more to grow. That's good to know. I can still get stronger. There are greater enemies out there. Harrison T. Otto, thanks a lot. Hey, Morge, love your channel. Will you ever explain why you think Usopp will die? Yes, I've always been interested in hearing your theory behind that. Yes, I will put out theories on why Usopp will die and why Law will die. Here's the thing. I wanted to do a video on why Law will die recently, but I also don't want to, like, clog things up with, like, why X person will die content. I could. That would be cool. Because I just did Killer. I was thinking, like, I did the Killer video, and I thought I wanted to do a Law video soon afterwards, but I'm like, no, that's kind of like, you know, it loses its interest after a little bit if you're like, why this person will die, why that person will die, etc. But now I'm thinking maybe I'll do a little bit of a series. Why Law will die, why Usopp will die. I don't know. I'm going to explain that in a video, I promise. Piers Sullivan, thanks a lot. I think villains that personally antagonize Strats other than Luffy are pretty cool, so I think Arlong, Kuro, and Crocodile are all radical. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really good point. It's, it just generally, it builds up that hate for that villain a little more effectively. It's just a more direct personal character tie to to get you really invested in disliking that villain. Nobody dies in One Piece, Lorge. Adrian O'Keen, thanks again. Don Creep gave Luffy a better fight than Arlong and Mihawk. And if Mihawk hadn't trolled him, he would have done average in the sea. Also, ship logs were introduced. Yeah, Don Creek, like, the reality is, like... the reality is if you run into Mihawk, you're probably going to get destroyed no matter what, right? And Arlong is a solid Lycan. Alright, pretty clear cut there. Yeah, so it's not really Don Creek's fault, you know? And I do agree, Don Creek did actually give Luffy a better fight than people... Like, people kind of forget, but... The way it was hyped up was that Arlong was a lot stronger than Don Krieg. That was the way people talked throughout East Blue, that Arlong was significantly stronger than everybody else there. He was the first really, really big threat. But I think Don Krieg, like, if you look back at the fights, Don Krieg was actually a greater challenge for Luffy than Arlong was. Mohit Metal, thanks a lot. Byslow, thanks a lot. My favorite Pokemon is Rhydon. I also fell for this before. I fell for this one already. That's one of the classics. I fell for this one like 3 streams ago. What was my train of thought before this? Let's see. It was... my train of thought before this was something about Don Krieg. Yeah, he gave him a bigger challenge, right? Don Krieg gave him a bigger challenge. I think Don Krieg gave him a bigger challenge. I believe that villains that are, like, trickier... So, Arlong was probably a good matchup for Luffy in a sense that, like... And by the way, I don't think that matchups are, like, that important in One Piece, but, like, you can also ration... Like, as much as some people say that. Some people think matchups matter a lot in One Piece. It's actually very rare that that's actually implied that a matchup changed the course of the fight. It's, like, instances like Perona or Enel. Those are the exception, not the rule. People like to hold those up and be like, see, matchups matter so much in One Piece. It's like... Yeah, but you can only find, like, a few examples throughout the entire story where that really matters. Like, you can look at literally any other series where, like, it's clearly shown that matchups matter a lot. Right? Like, series like Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, stuff like that. Those are series where it stresses that matchups matter a lot. In One Piece, it's, like, really random, where it's, like, sometimes it's like, oh, Usopp happens to be a good matchup against Perona. Luffy happens to be a good matchup against Enel. That's usually not the case. You know what I mean? Like, it's the exception, not the rule. I would say even Naruto, the matchups don't matter that much, but they matter significantly more than in One Piece. But, like, a lot of other series, like, you know, any series that has, like, Bleach matchups matter more. Probably even something like My Hero matchups matter more. One Piece, the matchups really don't matter that much. But I will say that Luffy does have trouble with trickier opponents, and Arlong is probably one of the best, most straightforward opponents, because he's just a brawler. He's just a brawler. And, like, Luffy, you know, Luffy's just a brawler, so... Luffy versus Arlong, it's just like whoever is stronger in straight-up hand-to-hand combat wins, and that was Luffy. With Don Krieg, there was all sorts of, like, little tricky shit Don Krieg was doing. Double Arrow Ali says Bleach matchups don't matter, lol. I don't want to get into that argument, but they definitely do. Like, definitely significantly more than in One Piece. And, like, characters talk about that more frequently in, like, DBZ is the classic example of, like, matchups don't matter, right? DBZ is the most straightforward. It's your power level. I don't know much about DBS Super, but, you know, it's, DBZ is definitely that classic example. Mohit Patel, thanks a lot. Do you think the Lost Island in One Piece can actually be Moon? Celestial dragons, celestial beings being shown as gods or something. Also Fujitora being Uranus. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Yeah. I mean, I've actually talked about this in my theory about what Raftel is, you know? I do think that the moon is going to come into play. I think that's there is like a significant chance that I don't know if the whole island is on the moon or if Raftel was just always a location on the moon or if it's like you have to travel from Raftel to the moon. But like, I definitely think that there's merit to that. All right, let's continue the list. So we're past East Blue. We're past East Blue. How about Wapple? I don't want to have to do a poll for Wapple. Can you guys just tell me what do you guys think Wapple is? Yeah, I'm ranking. Wapple's bad. Meh, bad, meh. Bad. I've seen a lot of bad. I'm gonna run with bad for because we do need some people in bad. I don't know how. I don't think Accent Morgan's gonna be the only one in bad. So let's do Wapple. I'll do meh, and I'll do bad. There's got to be a better way to do this, right? Like, is it just do I have to do a straw poll every time? Is there a way that you guys can just vote easily and I can find out? I feel like if I was streaming on Twitch, there'd be more tools available for me. I feel like it's easier to vote on Twitch. Maybe I'm not totally wrong about that, but I feel like I see people just be able to do polls like that on Twitch. Seeing a lot of bad. Maybe I don't even have to do the poll. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out in a second, right? Adrian Akeen, thanks again. Sorry again, but Don Krieg also didn't get knocked out Luffy, and if Sanji didn't say... Yeah, that's true. But it's a little unfair, though, because the battlefield they were fighting on was very disadvantageous to Luffy in the first place, so it's like, if they'd actually fought on... Like, the fact that Luffy was able to go toe-to-toe with him in, like, a space where Luffy was clearly at a disadvantage because it's on the water. So you have to factor that in, because if they'd just fought in a normal location, meaning on land... then, like, Luffy obviously wins. You know what I mean? So it's not quite the same. So, like, yeah, Luffy technically needed Sanji to save him and stuff, but that's just because Luffy was already fighting in a disadvantaged place. If it was on land, it would have been so much more straightforward. YT Weaver, thanks. Did you see the Reddit theory about the Red Line being a Norse world eating snake? So I don't know if that's a Reddit theory or what, but I've just heard that sort of thing before. I mean, and there is a lot of Norse influence in One Piece, particularly with the Giants, and I think the Red Line could very well be like, okay, we got bad, easy for Wapple. Damn. No, I get that though. Because Wapple was like a very, very non-intimidating villain, right? Very, very non-intimidating villain. All Blue Flame Sanji, I'm super sorry about the previous donation. You just challenge me. I love you. All Blue Flames, you're all good. You're all good, dude. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're all good, dude. Never feel bad about getting me with one of those little tricks. All right, just know that I understand it's all in good fun, and that I might ban you. You know, but that's just the way that things go. I'm kidding. I don't think I have ever personally banned anybody. Maybe because I don't know how. maybe I don't know how. Omar Gaskin says, I think matchups matter to an extent in One Piece. Take Cracker versus Luffy. Blunt damage versus crazy defense. Not great, so Luffy needed help. Replace Luffy and Zoro, and that's a mid-diff at most, in my opinion. No, but see, that's headcanon stuff. Like, we don't actually know how Zoro versus Cracker goes. Like, the matchup would matter if, like Cracker, what we were told specifically is that water is what affects Cracker's biscuits the most, right? So if you want to make the argument that Jinbei is a really bad matchup, then yeah, you got an argument. But, like, I don't like when people just make random assumptions that, like, well, there's this blunt... Like, other series will make it clear when there's a matchup problem. In One Piece, like, this is a sort of thing where, like, people kind of just assume, like, oh, no, like, Cracker, it's blunt force blunt defense versus, Luffy's blunt force trying to break down armor, therefore Zoro would be a better matchup and Zoro would win. No, we actually have to see that sort of thing implied and shown in the series for you to argue that, like, it's a matchup issue. Because, I think the classic example is, like, Akainu versus Aokiji. Like, if matchups matter so much, how did their fight go 10 days? Right? That's because you have to understand that generally with Oda's fights, what he's prioritizing is different. One Piece fights are more so, like, the idea is that unless you're dealing with a character like Usopp or Nami, usually what Oda wants to push is the idea that the character with, like, it's a sort of internal success to a degree. So, like, Luffy beating Crocodile, like, yeah, the water stuff mattered, but at the end of the day, it's a testament to Luffy's willpower and growth as a character that he was able to push past and accomplish that, right? Like, that's what Oda's always kind of trying to push. It's the strength of will, the strength of spirit. Every major fight is a clash of will and spirit to a degree. So the matchups, that's not what Oda, like, it's very rare that, like, it's because it's some sort of technical difference or something like that, like, well, you just have a better matchup than me, or, like, this is like, your abilities counter mine or something like that. The idea is that I think Oda generally wants the better fighter to win, like the person who is kind of grown as the person who kind of grows or passes their limits or whatever to be the one who comes out on top. That's the vibe you get from, like, every major One Piece fight. Like, Akainu versus Aokiji, it's not like, they don't fight for 10 days and Akainu just wins because at the end it's like, oh, Magma beats Ice all along, that's what happens. Like, no, it feels like they had a long, drawn-out battle to the death, and at the end of the day, Akainu's resolve was probably just a little bit stronger. To be fair, Arlong also had that disadvantage of not fighting in the water. Yeah, but we kind of just don't give it to Fishman on that. Like, yeah, technically Arlong could have, technically Fishmen are all better in the water, etc., but, like, come on, man, like... we kind of just don't count that, It's like, the fights take place on land. That's where we fight, Maybe you fishermen fight in the water, but, like, the rest of the world fights on land, and that's how we're going to scale things. That's just the way it is. Millet Metallo, thanks a lot. Love your show. Recently started watching it, and you might actually write One Piece better. No, I don't like comments like this. I don't like comments like this. This is the type of stuff that makes people dislike me, all right? How in the hell did Luffy beat Shiki? Didn't it take Garp and Sengoku to beat him together? Dude, that's why I don't consider... Like, I don't watch One Piece movies because they're just weird fanfiction stuff. Like, Luffy beating Shiki isn't canon, That's why I don't watch the One Piece movies. I just don't put any stock in them. It's just, like, a lot of stuff happens in there that just wouldn't... It's not One Piece. It's just a made-up fantasy version of One Piece. Move on, says Tyrex. All right, let's do it. Crow says, every YouTuber thinks they write One Piece better than Oda. Lol. Okay, let me address something about Mohit Metal's comment. No YouTuber could write One Piece better than Oda. No one can write One Piece better than Oda. Only Oda can write One Piece as good as Oda does. All right, it's not that's not a thing. All right, only Oda can write One Piece the way that Oda writes One Piece. All right, that's just the way it is. However, that doesn't mean that people can't point out things that are bad about, like, that. You know how stupid it is to say that, like, if you point out things that you don't like about a show or a series, that means that you're saying you can write it better than them. By that logic, you must think every single movie, every single TV show is a 10 out of 10. And that anytime you're criticizing that movie or TV show, that means that you think that you would be a better screenplay writer than that person, or you would be a better author than that person. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you can watch a great movie, think it's great, recognize that you couldn't write something like that, but also say that, like, it's not perfect. Like, it's just, it's an annoying argument both ways. Abdul Majid Salah, thanks. I've finally caught your stream again. Really big fan. Haha. All right, this is growth. I skipped this one. All right. Let's keep moving, because I do want to get the stream on the road. Crocodile is our next one, right? Crocodile, come on. Crocodile, come on. Let's just give him greatest, right? Let's just give him greatest. Omar Gaskin, thanks a lot. Fair, but I'd also say matchups matter in the sense that Luffy is weak against trickery. Yeah, Luffy is weak against trickery. I do think, like, I agree that that's, but Oda also usually doesn't have Luffy fight people like, and I do think that most Straw Hats, dude, the Foxy thing was funny because most Straw Hats would beat, I would say most Straw Hats at that time would have beaten Foxy no problem. No problem. Luffy was the one they sent in for that final battle, and Luffy was the worst Straw Hat to go up against Foxy. But again, exception, not the rule. Like, Luffy versus Lucci is the norm. Luffy versus Katakuri is the norm. Luffy versus Doflamingo is the norm. Where they have different abilities, yes, but it's never the matchup that's what's deciding the fight. Luffy was just stronger than Doflamingo in Gear 4th, right? Most people would agree that Gear 4th Luffy was just stronger than Doflamingo in pretty much every way. Luffy was just better than Lucci at the end of it. Luffy had surpassed Katakuri by the end of it. That's always Luffy's goal, and that's what he sets out at the start of the fight. He says, I'm going to surpass Crocodile. The chapter is literally called Surpassing You when he meets Crocodile. He literally says, I'm going to surpass Katakuri. That's the goal. It's not about the matchups as much in One Piece. Because I think people, it's hard to explain, but I think, I'm not even looking at the comments that much because I'm just going to put Crocodile on greatest, and we're going to move on. I think people have this sort of feeling that, One Piece it makes it a stupid series or something like that if One Piece is about, if matchups don't matter, because, people tend to really value the idea that, it's really an intelligent shonen series if it's, about matchups and, the way powers interact and stuff. And that's definitely true to a degree, but it's also, you're inadvertently ignoring what One Piece focuses on that's a slightly different theme, which is that One Piece has a much greater emphasis on just willpower and growing and being able to surpass people in the moment. That's what One Piece tends to focus on. Will is one of the major themes of One Piece. Oda tends to write much cleaner fights in the sense that they're not cerebral fights where it's a lot of matchup advantages and disadvantages coming into play. Oda tends to write more straightforward physical brawls for the most part, with abilities being more so stuff to spice things up. But at the end of the day, the stronger opponent is the one who comes out on top, for the most part. Mohammed Rashid, thanks a lot. You need a great in-between greatest, and I like them, and put Crocodile in there. No, Crocodile belongs in greatest. I'll do the poll for Crocodile. Will much plot come of Lucci versus Doflamingo? I didn't know that's a plot line. I don't know Luffy versus Doflamingo was a plot line. Okay, I'll do the poll for fun for Crocodile. Let's find out. Maybe I'm keeping him in greatest, but I kind of just want to see what the consensus is. You know what I mean? No poll, just continue with the list. We're not in a rush. We're going at, I think... Oh, whoops. What did I do? No. I think I literally just hid my own messages. Oh, wait, no, undo. There was an undo button. How do I undo it? Oh, no. No, hold on. Oh, no, I didn't hid my own... What did I do? I hid someone's messages. How do I fix this? How do I undo this? No, I'm so sorry. How do I undo this? Oh, jeez. Did I just hide someone's message? That was a mistake. Did I hide my own message? No, my own messages aren't hidden. I want to save this guy. Oh, jeez. How do I save this guy? No. There's no way to save him. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. How do I save it? I'm so sorry. The saddest part is that an undo button came up for a moment. There was an undo button, and I watched it slip away. I watched it disappear before my eyes. I was like, if only there was something I could do. And then I saw, oh, there is something I could do. I could undo this. And then I couldn't. And then it was just gone. Oh, man. I'm sorry, oof. But I can't let your situation derail the stream, so we're gonna move on. Odessa says Morge censoring. Yeah, there we go. See, I didn't need to do a poll. I knew it was greatest. Morge censoring buggy activists live on stream. Yeah, I guess that's what it looks like. Justice for oof. It's Strife, you're saying RIP oof? Can't you do something about this? You're a mod. I know you can do something. Get him back. Come on, Strife. I'm counting on you. If Strife can't do it, no one can. Alright, I think I missed a super chat. Let me see real quick. Maybe not. Maybe not? Maybe I just move on? No? Alright. Well, guys, we lost oof. We lost him. I don't know what to say. We lost him. Moment of silence for oof. That was long enough. Alright? Strife has no idea how. Alright, so there's no way around it. So, it's probably just a flaw in the way that YouTube works. Once you hide someone, they're just gone forever. Oof will not be forgotten. Oh, actually, it probably will be. I don't know if we're going to remember him in 10 minutes. But let's all try to remember oof for as long as we can. Alright? Lucci was implied to be sent after Dofi on level 6. Was it Lucci who was implied to be sent? Or do you think it was, like, just some CP0 member? I see what you're saying, though. That would be interesting to see. Alright. Moving on from Crocodile. How about Enel? I think Enel is a great option. Because I feel like there's a lot of ways, like, the opinion on Enel is very split, right? Greatest. Like him. Solid. Meh. Bad. Yeah, opinion on Enel, I think, is very, very divided, so I'm very interested to see how things go. Oof, went God Valley mode. Mohit Matal, thanks a lot. Do you believe there's a devil fruit tree in God Valley or in One Piece universe? Also, as all of them are called fruits. Yeah, I actually do think that there is such a thing. I personally believe that if there's a devil fruit tree, that the world government might already have it. Because, reason being, yeah, the world government might already have it because, better copy this. Yeah, the world government might already have it just because they are able to give good devil fruits to a lot of characters very easily. So, for example, all of the admirals, they have some tippy top tier devil fruits. Like, maybe there is just a tree that they have that can supply themselves with good devil fruits. So, I don't know. Scott H., what do you think of Bellamy? Oh, there was also one thing that Fujitora said that I think kind of implied that's a possibility. So Scott H., I did not care for Bellamy's character. So Bellamy, obviously, in Jaya is a shitty character, right? I mean, not shitty character, like a shitty person, right? No one likes Bellamy back then. I think Bellamy's character arc as a whole is actually a pretty compelling character arc. One thing that Naruto's author said that was really interesting to me was that Bellamy is his favorite character in One Piece. I believe that's what he said. And that really struck. For a long time, I did not care for Bellamy, even during the Dressrosa arc, because Dressrosa had a lot of stuff going on, and Bellamy's storyline was, to me, it took up space. It wasn't something I was particularly interested in during the reading experience. Zoe Egan says, your ability to censor is admirable. Join us. Listen, it's not intentional. I swear. But I will silence you too if you keep letting the people know how much I censor. You skipped Bellamy. Oh, I did skip. Duh. Now I see why you're asking about Bellamy. We'll get back to Bellamy in a second. Yeah, I like Bellamy more on reread. Annals will like him. That makes sense. I like Bellamy more on reread because it was no longer like the weekly experience, so it was no longer like, oh, he's taking up time, I kind of want to move on to different stuff, I want to see other characters shine during the Dressrosa arc, etc. I enjoyed him more on reread, and I actually really like seeing him pop up in his cover story. I'm super interested to see where his cover story, I mean, we already saw him in his cover story, but to me, Bellamy's cover story, that whole Strahd Grand Fleet cover story was not the most interesting, but I liked Bellamy's little bit of it the most because I think a lot of the Grand Fleet members feel like a little bit they're a little bit memey, like a little bit one-dimensional. Like, not that they're bad characters. Like, I like Cavendish, I like Bartholomew, but like they are a little bit more, one-note, almost gaggish characters. Bartholomew obviously got some development throughout Dressrosa. I mean, towards the end of it, being a little bit more like Luffy, but there are a little bit more gaggish characters, whereas Bellamy has more depth to him, and I think that was just... It's going to be interesting to explore his character going forward. I did not appreciate him while reading the series weekly, but I like him more now. Thank you for letting me know I skipped Bellamy. So Mario Goel says, Oof will not be forgotten. Guys, I won't lie to you, I literally forgot about Oof until I saw this. I forgot about Oof until I saw this. Even when the previous Super Chat said, like, Morge censors people, I had forgotten the incident that led to that. Led to my reputation being that of someone that censors people. I was like, yeah, probably did censor someone. I forget. I censored someone a second ago. I forgot it was Oof. So, no, that's actually not true. Oof was forgotten. Let's try to remember him a little longer this time, all right? Oof died for our freedom. I don't know if you guys have freedom. I don't know if he really died for that. I don't know if you guys got freedom off of Oof's sacrifice. Enter name, thanks a lot. The 3 dots on the right of top chat could maybe bring back Oof. All right. You think here? Participants? What's that mean? Oh, look at all this. Oh my god. Yeah, wait. Where's Oof? Is Oof here? What's the alphabet? Where's it come in the alphabet? You guys seeing this? Oh my god, I can see everybody. There's me. I skipped I scrolled a little too far. Guys, I don't know if I see Oof here. Oh, because, there's no Oof. I think Oof left. Oof's gone. Huh. That's interesting. Interesting. Zoe Egan says, Oof is the light Oof is the light that's extinguished from history. I guess that would make me Im. Fuck, that would make me Im. I don't know if I want to be Im. Let's just not say that. I think it's better if we do maybe just extinguish him from our history. So let's just pretend Oof never existed. He's not here anymore. Esther says he doesn't know the alphabet. Yeah, that was a little embarrassing. I was literally like, where the fuck is O? To be fair, though, that's because I was scrolling a little bit, and it looks like there's very few people whose names begin with O in this entire chat. So I scrolled right past the O's a couple times. Yeah, I think I don't think anyone's going to inherit Oof's will. I think we kind of just move past Oof, Probably not even a good guy, now that you think about it, Maybe he deserved being permanently extinguished, Have you thought about that? Maybe I accidentally did something really good, right? Yeah. What kind of a name is Oof, anyway? Huh? What kind of a name is Oof? I don't know. I don't like the sound of that. I think I did good. I think that was probably the right move. Wait, is Oof back? I hope Oof isn't listening to what I'm saying. I made him so sad he left. Listen, guys, here's what likely happened. Oof got hidden. Oof went, probably switched YouTube accounts, maybe made a new quick YouTube account, and jumped right back in chat with some sort of different, a different name. All right? So Oof is probably here. It's just that there's no way to know which one of you is Oof. It could be a Spartacus situation where everyone's like, I am Spartacus. But I'll never know who actually is Spartacus. Check the block list, says R. Jason. At this point, we have spent enough time on Oof. Is Joyboy in the chat? Is Nuxtaku in the chat? Are people just, throwing these names around? Oh my god, my chat's scrolling so slowly. Alright, let's just move on with the list. Why is chat going so slow for me? How bad is this delay at this point? Oh, shoot. Alright, whatever. We're gonna move on. So, yeah, we just tossed Oof into the Void Century. Now, Bellamy. How do you guys feel about Bellamy? Okay, so let me say this. We're ranking them as villains, all right? As villains. That's why with Buggy, I think a lot of people just... Buggy is a cool character, but how is he as a villain? Right? Buggy's a fun character. We all like Buggy. But how do we like them as villains? How do we like them as villains? I don't know how we like them as villains. So Bellamy, don't think about Dressrosa Bellamy. I want you to think about Jaya Bellamy. Alright? Jaya Bellamy. How was Jaya Bellamy? Oof is here. Where is he? I don't know who's Oof. I don't know what new account he's under. I don't believe you. Yeah, how do we feel about Jaya Bellamy? Huh? Jaya Bellamy. So I think Jaya Bellamy wasn't that great of a villain. I mean, you really did love to hate Jaya Bellamy. So I guess if that's what you're rating it on, then yeah. Jaya Bellamy is probably pretty good as a villain. But was he a greatest villain? Probably not. So let's see. Greatest, like, solid, meh, bad. And, you know the drill. Oh man, my chat is really, really lagging. Guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pin this comment. It's taking so long. What is this? Why's it going so slow? Oh, shoot. Is the stream still live? Please tell me the stream is still live. I've learned not to refresh, so I'm not going to refresh this stream. But I'm going to check on my phone to see if the stream is still live. No. Wait, please wait. Fuck. I'm looking at my phone and it looks like the stream is live and chat is frozen. That's basically what it looks like. But I can pin stuff, so I can kind of look at my chat over here on my phone, and I guess... What's the right move here? Oh wait, we got a new comment. That means the chat slightly moved. How do I... No, what's going on? How do I fix this? Oh, chat's moving. Chat's moving again. Chat's moving again. Chat's moving slightly. Maybe I'll just refresh chat? I feel like if I refresh chat... Vitonite saying go to YouTube user settings, community, blah, blah. I'm not going to do all this, Vitonite. Alright? What we landed on, I think what we all agreed at the end of the day, was that Oof deserved what he got. That it was the right move to accidentally ban him. I think that that was basically the conclusions. The curse of Oof. Please continue with the tears. This is so sad. I can literally see chat moving on my phone, and I see it frozen here. Maybe there's some sort of a solution. Oh no. Oh no, it's all going to shit. Alright guys. I'm just gonna assume that you guys somehow got to this, and let me take a look. I don't know what's going on at the moment. Alright, you guys said solid. I can at least see this. I think in a moment I'm going to try and refresh chat, and we're going to pray, fingers crossed, that... I mean, chat's moving at like, you know, like a mile an hour. This is crazy. Come on, man. Do not... God damn. Oh my god. How far off is chat over here from chat on my phone? That's what I'm trying to think. Bozo D. Shank says you muted us. I promise that was not me. Alright. So what I'm seeing is page unresponsive. Do we want to wait or do we want to exit pages? So if I hit exit pages, then what happens is the stream ends. So we can't exit the pages. So we're going to have to hit wait. Chat is basically going to be probably an hour behind me at this point. But we're going to try and get through the stream nonetheless. Alright? I don't know how we're going to do it. God damn, this is terrible. Maybe I refresh my internet? If I refresh my internet, though... Oh, no, come on. If I refresh my internet, though, I think that I'm seeing super chats on my phone. I guess I can respond to these. If I refresh my internet, I feel like the stream will end. And I don't want another stream to end in failure, because that's happened so many times so far. Juka1012 says, oh, it's flying. Guys, chat's flying. Oh my god. Okay, let me catch up on these super chats over here real quick. Juka1012 says, Dressrosa equals Alabasta, Law equals Vivi, Dofi equals Crocodile. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of the parallels between Dressrosa and Alabasta. A lot of them come down to kind of, even some like Sabo and Ace, Fujitoro and Smoker, very similar characters playing throughout. You could even say like Rebecca Vivi to a degree, or Law Vivi to a degree. Hits Jason says, add oof to the villain list. I'm also predicting this stream ends in failure. Well, you were wrong, because look at how fast chat is going at this point. Oh my god, are we caught up? Are we caught up? If I type something here, how long does it take for it to show up over here? Oh my god. We're getting like so many messages all compiled into 5 seconds. Taffy Bears, thanks a lot. Seems like the tier list is missing villains that are some of the greatest, like Sengoku and Smoker. So I explained at the beginning that this is arc villains. I feel like those are the villains that we kind of spent the most time with. They got their fair run in the story. And it's frozen again. This is excellent. I would like to say that I have a solution for the future, but I really, really don't, sans getting better internet. So maybe Samaya Goel says, whatever makes you sleep at night, Mr. Morge. Listen, I feel like I don't need to prove any further that Oof was a bad guy, alright? I think that there was a consensus, in fact. Hold on, you know what we're gonna do now? I want that hat. When my friend and I do a One Piece tier list, or one in general, we make a tier list, we make a tier below, all named Munch Munch. Okay. Good to know. Here's what we're doing now, alright? This is what we're gonna do now, since you guys think that I'm such a bad guy for banning Oof. Was Oof ban deserved? This is what it's come to. Alright? Was Oof's ban deserved? Yes. Hell yes. Let's find out. Let's find out how people really feel. Alright? Let's see how the people actually feel. How's this taking so long? Oh no, are we not going to get to vote on this? And I bet I get called a dictator again if we don't get to vote on how bad Oof was. Oh no, no, stop being unresponsive. Hello? Hello? Maybe next time I plug into Ethernet. Oh, there we go. Chat's moving. We're one step away from me being able to post this poll. So I think I'm missing some super chats. Mazget says, a Denden Mushi Devil Fruit would be cool. Yeah! Maybe there is one. That would be a creative idea. Oh, here we go. Come on, paste. Yes! 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 Alright. Replace pinned message. Alright. So, I think now we're going to get to... Oh my god. The chat is really, really far behind. I got to look at my phone. This is the only way we're going to be able to do this. Alright. Justice for Roof. Justice for Roof. Morge is the greatest villain. Listen. We're going to see what the poll says. Alright? Let's find out how people actually feel. Actually, I'm going to give it a moment so that it can accumulate some votes. Revive Oof, 10 minutes. Yeah, I have no idea at this point how far back the stream is. Zoe Gunn says, Morge, why didn't you read my I'm sorry if I missed a super chat. You don't understand how far back chat is from me right now. So let me see if I can scroll and find your super chat. Otherwise, just repeat it. Otherwise, you just have to repeat it. Not in super chat form. Oh, okay, found you. But do you want to know what Mr. Morge did when the user hit? Okay, Zoe, are you happy I read your super chat? Do you want to know what Mr. Morge did when... Oh, fuck, I lost it. Disappeared. Let's get back to it. Do you want to know... Where is it? Do you want to know... Keep scrolling away. Oh, wait, I found it. It's over here now. Click. Click. Things are going downhill pretty fast. I'm not joking. I swear it keeps scrolling away from me. Let me see if I can just hold it. But do you want to know what Mr. Morge did when the user he hated was placed in front of his very eyes? He laughed. Hashtag justice for Oof. That was the super chat. I hope you are happy that your propaganda against me was read out loud. Magician Ariane says, now fam, it's your computer at Mr. Morge. Yeah, it probably is. I don't know what the solution is at this point. Juco1012, I know what the solution is. We will fix it next time. Alright? Tune in next time to see a much improved stream quality where audio is good, webcam is good, and internet is good, so we don't get these crashes. Juco1012 says, was talking about dollar quality when comparing Dressrosa and Alabasta in my previous super chat. Love your content, BTW, best One Piece YouTuber. Thank you very much. I appreciate hearing that. Let us take a look at whether or not Oof's ban was deserved. Results. I liked Oof. Oh no! I liked Oof 1? Ah, no, I threw that in as a joke. You guys weren't supposed to pick that. All right, let's try this one more time. I don't know if you guys understood the question. All right? I don't know if you guys understood the question. Let's rephrase this. Who do you like better? Morge or Oof? Morge. The cool guy. Oof the doof. Alright, maybe this will clear things up a little bit. Alright, let's see if we can... I think you guys just didn't understand the question, you know? I think we can fix things. Oh, shoot. Maybe I have to make this straw poll on my phone and post it? Wait. Let's see if we can do it on my phone. Unless chat moves again. Alright, so all we really need to know as to who is in the right is whether you guys are siding with me or whether you guys are going to side with Oof. There we go. There we go. Oh my god, these are super chats from so long ago. Soul Striker says, give me $5. Wait, what happened? What happened? Alright. Now we'll see. I have a good feeling about this poll, guys. I have a good feeling about this poll. I think we know who's gonna win. Oof had a good run. But when it comes down to it, I have faith, that my viewers are not gonna side with some doof named Oof over me. I have faith. I provide quality streams like this that end in failure, as they're currently doing. I support democracy. I always go with whatever you guys pick for the polls. I never make my own choices and kind of shift things around. I've got faith that you guys are going to make the right choice between me and Oof. Alright? So, renewal is a breeze. This offer makes it quick and easy. McAfee. Alright. Thanks for that, McAfee. Let us find out. Moment of truth. And Oof is about to look like a doof. Oh no. Oh no. no. All right. So Oof rigged it with some alt accounts, as we could tell. There's. Let's move on with the tier list, guys. We don't need to talk about Oof any longer. All right. It's hard to tell who would have won if there were no alt accounts. I like to think it would have been a draw or a tie. As we can see, Oof cheated. From beyond the grave, he manipulated the votes. I wish this chat was moving. I have to look at it again on my phone. But man, that damn Oof. That Oof, he really, he got me. I don't know how this happened. Oof, de-oof. Oh man, inexplicable. Inexplicable. So that was I'll respectable on Oof's end though. I mean, despite the alt accounts, I think it would have been a close vote regardless. Maybe he would have won even without the alt accounts. I don't know, but all I can say is that clearly something was up. There's no no way. No. All right, back to the list. Hopefully this chat refreshes, because I think it would be really helpful for people in the actual, YouTube uploaded video to be able to see the live chat and what's going on. But, we've got what we've got. Wait, come on. I know that if I end the chat and just kind of trying to, refresh it, it's going to ruin the stream. So we don't want the stream to end in failure. Let's breeze through these last groups of people. It's going to be hard for me to do straw polls, though, going forward. Come on. Wait. This is really, the best. 1-on-1, always bet on Oof. Angel Rise says Monkey D. Oof versus Ace Hand Mordgeman. Shoot. Wait. Maybe if I closed... Maybe it's because this is running? It's literally just a snipping tool. I don't know what the solution is. I think I'm just going to have to I don't know if we're going to be able to do straw poll. Oh, wait. No. No, is chat moving? Chat's moving? Chat was moving for a second. I don't know if straw polls are going to be doable right now. I think I'm just going to have to read chat off my phone and kind of be able to guess from that. So, next up, we have got... Lucci. All right, Lucci. Where are we putting Lucci? Actually, no. I can put the straw polls into chat here. Right? I can put the... God damn. I can put the straw polls into chat here. Right? So, I got Lucci. I can paste him into chat on my phone. So, Lucci is up next. Lucci, another very popular villain. I'm very interested in Lucci because I don't know if Lucci is going to, Lucci is going to make it into the greatest tier. Because he is a very popular villain, but he's not like that. I don't know if he's like Crocodile or Doflamingo in that aspect, in terms of how much people like him. Because he was my favorite fight for Luffy, but not necessarily, he didn't carry that arc as a villain in that sense. He was, just a very good opponent, I suppose. Let's make this poll. Let's copy this poll. Let's paste this poll. Paste? 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 Yeah. Alright, there we go. Now we're cooking. So, can I pin it? Alright, so looks like I can't pin comments. Can I? Can I? Maybe I can pin this. Let me pin it. Can't pin comments on my phone, so you guys are just going to have to chase that poll. Kind of scroll up and find it. We are going to finish out this tier list, alright? It's just going to be a little difficult, but it's going to be doable. What if I turned my internet off and then turned it back on? I don't know. Alright, let's check it out. So, poll says... Most people said I like him. So Lucci ends up in I like him. Come on. So I like him. I skipped Foxy. We are going to have to breeze through a little bit because this is actually getting very difficult, unfortunately. Foxy, I'm going to put into meh. I'm not going to give him bad. Alright? Foxy, I'm going to put into meh. Tell me how you think Moria is. How do you guys feel about Moria? Where are you guys putting Moria? No, I skipped Foxy. It's too bad. We got to skip some. Alright? So Foxy went under meh. I think that's fair. Foxy's GOAT. I like him. Meh. Solidish. So right now we're talking about Moria. Give me a ranking for Moria. Moria's good. Meh. Like him. Bad. Meh. Solid. Meh. I'm going to put Moria in solid because I think it's rounding out to about solid. Alright? And then after that, we've got... What is this? What is this? After that, we've got, sorry, mine went blank for a second. Magellan. Give me Magellan. How do you guys feel about Magellan? I will do polls for some of the interesting ones. So I'll do polls for, Doflamingo. No, Doflamingo doesn't need a poll, right? Doflamingo I'm going to go ahead and put up in greatest, because I know that's what you guys are going to put him. Mohit Metal, thanks a lot. Why no Luffy versus Zoro fights in the New World? Love those fights. I think there was only one of those, you know? I would rather no more Luffy versus Zoro fights just because I feel like it doesn't... I don't know. It doesn't make sense for them to fight at this point in time. It didn't make sense for them to fight back when they fought, you know? Magellan. People like Magellan. But some are saying meh. I think Magellan's ending up in solid because there's such a strong... No, people like Magellan. I think I'm seeing more likes than anything else. So I'm going to throw Magellan in. But, okay, do you guys think Magellan ends up here? I'm going to pull my weight a little bit and say he ends up in solid. I don't think he ends up in this tier. Right? This is like Lucci, Arlong, Ano. These are classic villains. These next few I will do polls on because these next few are hard to place. So we're going to start with Hordy. I am interested to see if people, like, how far the dislike of Hordy Jones goes, you know? Because, as I understand it, Hordy is the least liked One Piece villain. But, I think that I have seen some outlier opinions of people who actually really got behind the idea of Hordy. So I am interested to see how you guys feel. Create poll. And guys, I'm sorry I have to look down at my phone for a lot of this, but it's just the way we've got to do things at this moment in time. Next one will hopefully not be anything like this. And again, I can't pin stuff, so you guys are just going to have to chase down that poll in the chat. The Pirate Hero, thanks a lot. I like Doflamingo before and after Dressrosa where he's more fun, but within Dressrosa, the dude is too stressed. So the Pirate Hero, that is one of the main reasons for me, why Doflamingo doesn't rank quite as high for me as a villain. Doflamingo never felt competent or capable throughout Dressrosa. So he was actually a very, very exciting concept as a villain prior to Dressrosa, but throughout Dressrosa, everything was basically, it starts off with him on the back foot, right? I think he's a great villain. I'm just comparing him to the standard I hold Crocodile at, which is Crocodile, I think, is the best villain in One Piece. As a villain, I think Doflamingo's a better character. I've said earlier, I think Crocodile's a better villain. Doflamingo never felt nearly half as intimidating as Crocodile, because Crocodile versus Luffy was a wash for Crocodile. It was so easy for Crocodile to just destroy Luffy, right? So that's one. Two, Crocodile was always in control throughout the entire time that the Alabasta arc took place. It just felt like his scheme, his plan, it was just so next level that, and on such a different scale than anything that we'd seen before, it felt like we were finally dealing with, a villain who had all of his shit together, like a criminal mastermind. Doflamingo, his whole operation was falling apart the moment that Law started executing his plan. So Doflamingo during Dressrosa, very stressed, very kind of, trying to keep shit together, hold shit together, just generally nowhere near as intimidating as Crocodile was. Even just the first little fight that Doflamingo had with Luffy, Doflamingo won, but it was nothing like what Crocodile did to Luffy in the desert, or what Crocodile did to Luffy at the palace, you know what I mean? Adrian Haquin, thanks very much. Do you believe CP0 will be a threat to the Strats like CP9 was to them pre-timeskip? I find it hard to think Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. No, No, I like to believe that the Straw Hat's growth rate is higher than CP0's growth rate. Alright, let's find out what Horty was at. Oh shoot, what if I can't find the poll? Shoot, what if I can't find the poll? Hey, can someone post the poll into chat? Is that like a thing? I think we're gonna have to do the poll again. Because I scrolled straight past the poll. Wait, maybe I can do this? I scrolled, wait, no, I don't have to. We're all good. No one has to post the poll because I still have it on here. So let's take a look at the results. Most people said bad. But technically majority did not say bad. No, but I'm going to go, yeah, because technically only 43% if you were saying bad. You know what I mean? 44%, which means that really I should round it up to meh, right? Because that's just how these things work. But I have not done that logic for everyone so far, so I'm kind of just being a little biased here to bump Horty Jones up a little bit. I mean, I think he's... I'll give it to you guys who voted for bad, just because I've done enough dictator-type shit throughout this so far. Although technically I think that more than, like, about 55% of you think that he's at least not bad. You know what I mean? So, then there were two. Let's get Caesar Clown in there. Alright? Let's get Caesar Clown in there. Caesar! I think it'll be hilarious if someone votes Caesar, like, greatest. I shouldn't even have said that. Because now some people will think it'll be funny to do that, but hopefully you guys all vote honestly for Caesar. Let's create this poll. Big Mom is the one I'm by far the most interested in. By far. When I started doing this stream, I was like, I wonder what they'll vote for Big Mom. Paste. Alright. I will give it 10 seconds, 15 seconds for Caesar. 15 seconds for Caesar. This is still going on in the background. So Goel, thanks a lot. Horty as a character is bad because he's one-dimensional, but the mistake of not including Fishman District in the quest for accepting humans was a great concept overall. Very representative. Yeah, I think Horty was a great concept. But just maybe not a very compelling villain. You know? Like, it's a cool idea, but it doesn't actually make for a cool villain. Because you're intentionally writing a one-dimensional villain. So it's intentional. It's not like an accident that Horty was the way he was, but it was definitely, you know, not... didn't result in anything great or memorable that people really liked. Okay, so Caesar's solid. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't realize that people would... I thought a lot of people would really dislike Caesar. Alright, and now is the big one. Big Mom. This is the big question mark. Where will people put Big Mom? Greatest, like... solid, meh, and bad. I predict this to be the most divisive, polarizing of all of the polls. So let's make this. Yeah, I need a new computer, guys. That's basically where it's at. I feel sorry to people who will be watching this on YouTube later who will not get to see you'll get to see chat, but it will be this weird frozen version of chat on the side. Alright, so Big Mom. Let me read it. I'm trying to see if anyone's making some, like, arguments for or against Big Mom. All I see is, like, Zerman Man saying Fat Mom bad. Random guy says most intimidating villain. I don't know about that. I think that's definitely not the case with Big Bob. This is so funny because the chat that I'm seeing here on my stream is so far behind. They're still talking about Oof. This was back when this poll was going on. Who do you like better, Mordge or Oof? Man, this is the olden days. Why do I have to be looking at my defeat in the chat over here? Why do I have to be looking at this? We're so far past that. Rajesh Narayan! Another classic question. Diabetic Big Mom versus liver damage Kaido. Let's say liver damage Kaido. Let's say liver damage Kaido. Alright. Moment of truth. Let's take a look at Big Mom. Results. Like. A lot of people saying like. Alright. Alright. So like wins. Wow, we only had 6 people say she was bad. Only 6 people say she was bad. That's interesting. Very interesting. These old super chats that I didn't get to. 1v1 bet on Oof. It's frozen again. I am sorry for this person. Whatever your chat was. Very, very sorry. Yeah, so Big Mom is a like. Big Mom is like. Alright. Oh, wait. Guys, I am sorry that things turned out the way they did with this weird frozen chat thing on the side, with me having to look down at my phone while we're streaming. Next week's will be different, but this is our list, alright? This is our list, right? We got Crocodile and Doflamingo in greatest. Doflamingo we didn't have to vote, I just knew that he would be in greatest, so I threw him in greatest. The villains that we all like. Oof will never be forgotten. I agree. The villains that we liked. Buggy, Arlong, Enel, Lucci, Big Mom. I think that's pretty solid. To me, that checks out. Solidish. Kuro, Bellamy, Moria, Magellan, Caesar. I think that also checks out. Magellan, I think, was maybe supposed to be here, but I bumped him down to here, so that's just... We're gonna live with that. Meh and the bads make sense to me. Alvida, Don Cree, Foxy, all meh, and then just bad. Axan Morgan. Shouts to whoever's comment was like, did you see his statue when Axan Morgan came up? Statue is a good argument for Morgan being higher, but, you know, it is what it is. And then Wapple, Horty, makes sense, just the way things are. I think this does play out roughly, like, there's certain characters I thought could go either way. I think that any of these guys could have ended up down here. I think any of these guys could have ended up here. But I think these 6 all make sense being where they are. Caesar I thought might have been meh or bad, but I guess a lot of people like Caesar. I think Moria makes sense. Bellamy was a big question mark for me for sure. Kuro makes sense. I think Big Mom was a big question mark for me, but overall I think that this is an interesting little list. So, I'm sorry that the stream went the way it did towards the end. Next week's will be better because it can't get any worse. So,